All right, guys, we're back, and I got a little confession to make. I did not order this past weekend the Tim Tszyu versus Sebastian Fundora fight. I did not order the fight, and it was a few reasons why I didn't order the fight. The first reason was Keith Thurman, of course, not being on the card. I was still going to order it with Keith Thurman not being on the card. I was a little disappointed when Keith Thurman had to back out of the fight, but I was still going to order it. The nail in the coffin for me was the talk of the winner, well, Tim Tszyu team, saying that, you know, they were going to drop the WBO belt and to face Errol Spence Jr., leaving Terrence Bud Crawford out in the cold, even though Terrence Bud Crawford activated, you know, his WBO super champ status. That did it for me. I was out. I did not want to order it, so I finally got around to actually watching the fight. Let me say this first. First of all, I want to congratulate Sebastian Fundora on his win. Hard-fought win, you know, bloody win. And I did pick Tim Tszyu to actually win the fight, so I was kind of in shock that Sebastian Fundora pulled it off. Now, I know a lot of people are saying that it was the cut on top of Tim Tszyu's head that made him, you know, that's why Sebastian Fundora basically won the fight. There's a lot of talk like that. I will say it did play a role in Tim Tszyu's performance, but I have to be honest, Sebastian Fundora fought one hell of a fight. He did exactly the opposite of what he normally does. You guys know he likes to fight on the inside. This time he used his height and reach to his advantage. He was using his jab very well. I was shocked at, you know, how well he used it. So he actually earned that win, in my opinion. So I want to take my hat off to him. Now, I still, you know, I still have a problem with him actually getting the fight, you know, after being knocked out by Brian Mendoza. You know, I don't think he deserved a title fight. And I'm not hearing anybody calling Tim Tszyu an email champion like they did with Devin the Dream Haney. You know, it's a lot of hypocrisy when it comes to the sport of boxing. But, you know, I'm going to call stuff out when I see it. And this thing with Errol Spence Jr., you know, with him getting in the ring after the fight and, you know, saying that he wanted Sebastian Fundora next. I did see the tweets coming from Terrence Bud Crawford saying that, you know, I think he said Errol needed to get in line. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he's absolutely right. You know, and I've had some comments on, you know, some past videos I've made about Errol Spence Jr. not deserving a shot. You know, people taking shots at me. I knew that was going to come. You know, that doesn't really bother me that people take shots at me. But here's the thing. Integrity. Integrity seems like it doesn't mean anything in the sport of boxing anymore. And that's why I kind of backed away from this pay-per-view. As long as, you know, something like this is serving the guy that you like, then you guys are okay with it. You guys are okay with platforms screwing over fighters, even though fighters deserve certain fights. Terrence Bud Crawford deserves this fight with Sebastian Fundora for the titles because he won his fight against Errol Spence Jr. Where's the integrity in rewarding the guys who lost? There is no integrity in that. And a lot of you guys show it when you come on my channel and you want to take personal shots at me because I tell the truth. But guess what? I'm still going to tell it no matter what you say. I'm still going to tell the truth. And the truth is, Errol does not deserve that fight. Terrence Bud Crawford deserves that fight. Terrence Bud Crawford stopped Errol Spence Jr. Terrence Bud Crawford was the undisputed champion at 147. Terrence Bud Crawford activated his WBO super champ status to get the mandatory challenge to the new champion. Not Errol Spence Jr. Not Errol Spence Jr. And I'm kind of glad I saw the interview after the fight with Sebastian Fundora where he said he would rather face Terrence Bud Crawford because he's the best fighter in the world. So I got to respect that. I gotta respect that. And hopefully, you know, he does take that fight. Hopefully he doesn't drop the WBO just to fight Errol Spence Jr. because, you know, people think it's a more lucrative fight. Hopefully he fights the best guy out there. I hear people oftentimes saying that they want to see the best fight the best. But in this case, they want to just see Errol Spence get the fight because they're a fanboy. Now, I'm a fan of Errol Spence Jr., but right is right and wrong is wrong. So, like I said, I'm just going to tell it. Now, I know that the PBC is probably going to try to coax Sebastian Fundora into fighting Errol Spence Jr. I don't know what's going to happen, but I will say this. I respect Sebastian Fundora for wanting to fight Terrence Bud Crawford. But if Errol does get the fight, you know, it is what it is. I might not like it. I will support him because I like him as a fan, and I love the sport of boxing, but the politics in boxing are bullshit. And if somebody doesn't call it out, you know, people need to call it out. This is why they get away with the stuff they get away with, because a lot of boxing fans entertain this shit when it pertains to somebody that they like. Now, if the shoe was on the other foot, you'd be screaming bloody murder. And that's why I didn't order the fight. I did not want to support that. But anyway, that's my take on it, guys. First, before I go though, shout out to Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu is a hell of a fighter, guys. He is a true throwback fighter. Even though he went through all that adversity, you know, he hung in there. So I'm not taking anything away from Tim Tszyu. To the Tim Tszyu fans out there, Tim Tszyu will be back. But anyway, that is it, guys. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.